So, today is going to be kind of different. Not only is it the first podcast that I have done solo, not only is it the start of a new chapter in the direction I'm going, but today I learned of the passing of a friend of mine that I've known most of my life. I didn't know what to say. And in order to respect his family, I will not mention his name. I can make slight nods of the awesome person that he was. Outstanding in spirit, outstanding in faith, outstanding in friendship, in his role into his family. And which bring me to the decision of talking about healing, faith, but more importantly, loss. I heard this in a movie once, that losing someone is like walking up the stairs in the dark, and you think that there's one extra step there when there's not. I have yet through all my studies and have found anything else that describes it. I understand that this is not everyone's forte or cup of tea. And bear with me, I'll try to be gentle about it. Sometimes we get lost in our own emotions. As I literally just found out about an hour ago. There's moments that feel too heavy to breathe. There's moments that feel too painful to bear. And I realize that sometimes just expressing these moments, acknowledging these moments, validating these moments, make them easier to deal with. I personally imagine myself with an empty box. With an empty box that I am taking with me on my way to say my goodbyes. That empty box is being filled with memories, with all my fond memories and thankful moments. Every time that I had a laugh or pleasantry, I think about putting in that box. And I think about going to their final resting place and sharing that box with them one more time. The closer I get, the more the contents fill that box. And sometimes it's It's painful. It's painful that my heart gets too heavy, because that's what goes in that box. My heart goes in that box, and the pain of knowing that there'll be nothing more to add to that box goes in that box. And it just becomes too heavy to carry through the door. At that point, I take a moment and I realize that that box full of contents is not meant for me to carry alone. You see, I was carrying that box of memories, of thoughts, good times and joyous moments. I was carrying that box for two people. And I was intending on doing it by myself. You see, that there were two people that helped me make all those contents in that box. And I am feeling the pressure of trying to carry it myself. The things that I need to work on is getting help lifting that box, because there's other people that feel the exact same way, that are trying to do the same thing. Some of them don't have boxes, some of them have U-Haul trucks, and some of them have shipping docks, and I'm just still trying to do it on my own. The point of saying goodbye at the times that when we least want to, and that the point of it is to do it together. So you have help moving your boxes. So you can unload those boxes and celebrate its contents. And sometimes those contents just grow lighter in weight when they're shared. Maybe you can find a bigger box or a storage building that the two with common interests can share. And somehow the contents of that box becomes lighter on you. I want you to know that this was not a rehearsal. I want you to know that your hurt and your pain is valid. And I don't really care what anyone did in life. Whatever constitutions that you have, they're paid. I wish nothing but peace to you, your loved ones, your family, and anyone affected by loss. And at some point in time, we need to not only come together, but have the thoughts, the decency, the compassion to come together. And maybe dump our boxes in the middle of the room, share common interests. I want you to have a great day. Thank you.
So if you're joining me today, I'm going for a little walk. I'm moving around, thinking about some of the opportunities, situations, and tragedies that life has not only brought my way, but the blessings that it's brought my way in the same path of life. Because without one, the other doesn't exist. To acknowledge one over the other is to live half of a truth or half of a situation of your life. For every gift, there's a curse. For every blessing, there's also punishment, torture, whatever you want to call it. But to acknowledge only one means that you only exist in half of a plane. So it brought me to the question, what is it about happiness? What is it about happiness that generates the emotion of the same namesake, being happy, being observant, appreciative, responsive, living in a positive moment? And I got to thinking a little bit deeper about that, not only about happiness, but what causes us to be happy. And I started thinking, some people say, well, being rich. Some people say money. Money is the thing. Money is always what makes me happy. And then there's that expression that money cannot buy happiness and it is the root to all evil. So I threw that thought out of my mind. Then I got to thinking about cars. People love cars, right? People love going shopping. People love spending money, doing things, going to concerts. With the pandemic, that would mean that everybody is universally depressed if that was the truth. As a result, you can tell that it is not. We still have a quality of life, and there's a lot of us that are still happy about that quality. So what is it that makes us happy? What is it that makes happiness somewhere in our wheelhouse, somewhere in our mindset, somewhere in our dominant form? What is it? Well, that all depends on the person. That all depends on who you are and what motivates you. So I had another thought. Why? Why is happiness, and why is happiness what governs us? See, some things that makes us happy, there's a deeper meaning to it. Why? Someone can go to the same movie and watch a movie and get depressed, and the other ones go to a movie with the same ending, the same resolution in the same movie and feel happy because maybe they feel validated. Maybe they feel like there's something that related. Maybe that's what happiness is to them. So why? Interpretation, validation, feelings. It's not just the money that makes people happy. It's the validation behind it. It's the peace of mind knowing that they'll never have to worry about that situation again. Maybe it's the aspects of being successful or being admired or being respected by their peers. The why. If we can isolate the why, then we can identify what we want and our growth. And and not let anyone deter us from our own happiness. See, when you allow other things to influence your happiness, when you allow any situation outside of your own to govern your happiness, you're taking your own life into chance. You're taking your own moments into chance. You're taking your own accountability, your own responsibility into chance. I understand that that's easier said than done. There's a lot of situations in life, there's a lot of people in life that have traumatic situations, traumatic upbringings, traumatic exposure and elements, and I understand that. And I'm not discrediting that or ignoring it. What I am saying is that that situation in itself is something that we learn to deal with, we learn to grow with, and over time we're ready to handle. This is just a brief introduction into happiness and some of the things that I want to kind of discuss and talk with you guys at a later date. But until then, think about your why.
I heard a song the other day by Jay Clay. It's called Let Go. And if you've never experienced that song, I recommend you go listen to it. Absolutely profound and astonishing with the word delivery, word play, the message, the metaphors, how everything was put together. But one particular line in that song came out stronger than most of the others. And that line said, "Only the weak have enemies and the strong have inner peace." Going back into that line and diving into how things are affected, how you are affected, what can affect you, what can control you, what can actually reach out to you. If you are affected by the immediate surroundings or the enemies in your life or the enemies in your mind, then we need to strengthen your core. We need to strengthen who you are. We need to strengthen your abilities. We need to strengthen who you are as a person, as a whole. And if not, then those things just need to be worked on and developed. As a whole, strength comes from the ability to be able to adapt, mold yourself, and not allow anyone else to shape condition around you in that environment. Be strong enough to not be affected by anything that derails you from your circumstance, anything that derails you from who you want to be, anything that derails you from who you were meant to become. Just the thought of self-reflection and motivation. Welcome back. I know it's been a little while since we've talked, because I have been on my own journey as well, as I have tell you every day, 24 hours better. And the time that I have taken away from doing these recordings, I have been working diligently on improving the content, improving myself, and improving my situation. 24 hours better is a way of life for me, not just a logo or mantra. So I wanted to share that with you and my story. Throughout my years of success and struggles, trials, tribulations, ups and downs, what gets you here? The things that make you content, the things that make you whole and hold you to the things and accountability of your life, sometimes give you peace, sometimes give you anguish, sometimes get you tranquil or whatever you may be feeling in this moment. What gets you here won't get you there. So if you're ever wondering, why can't I ever achieve this? Why can't I have the dream life? Why can't I do the things that my sister's doing, my lover's doing, my spouses are doing, my brothers are doing, my husband's doing, my wife is doing? If you're thinking all those, what got you there or what got you here won't get you there. What got you here in that state of mind, in that place, in that being, in that time, in that manifested won't get you there. You're going to have to do something different. You're going to have to be something different. You're going to have to think different, become different, socialize different, network different. This is a part of the process that nothing changes but change itself and keep going and keep going and keep growing. Keep going, keep going, keep growing. I'm sharing this with you from a testimony that I have been through the last couple of days, and I hope that it benefits someone out there. 24 hours better. Have a good day. Welcome back. I know it's been a while, and my apologies trying to line everything up and get everything together, but let's get back into some of the material. Yes, I am driving right now, but I wanted to talk to you about one of the most difficult things that I personally have to deal with, that I find difficult to overcome, because it's more of a societal view. That's dealing with rejection, dealing with that negative aspect, that negative tone of feeling like you're not good enough for your position, or you're not good enough for the position that you're trying to get. As personal life and situations have evoked different feelings within myself, I will tell you that rejection is part of your journey. Someone will not see your view or your history or your desire or your passion. They won't see the same things that you see in yourself. And you have to learn how to make that inner you stand out to where they make that an undeniable truth. So what steps can you take? What moves can you make? That inner you is dying to come out, and you're in that voyage, that journey to try to be the best version of yourself possible. And if you're anything like me, there's a lot of stumbling blocks, there's a lot of hiccups along the way, there's a lot of situations where you may not know how to express yourself or change into that perspective or that perception that others want to be around you. And it's a very difficult task. It's a very difficult task to try to metamorphose yourself into this person of greatness, of grandeur. It's a difficult task, because all it takes is somebody else's perspective of you to seemingly pull you back, to say you can't achieve this because you're not of that caliber, of that level. And it stings, it hurts. It's a personal reflection of mine, dealing with this type of self-doubt and loathing at times. And I've learned to try to minimize, contain the negative doubt, the rejection, and take step by step. Look at things from a smaller scope. Yes, I may not be what you want from this, but I am good enough for this. I may not be exactly what you want, but I am exactly what someone wants. And you have to just keep building, keep going, keep growing. Push yourself. Strive to be your best version of you. 24 hours better. Welcome back. Over the weekend, there was a slight experiment that I had to do, and I often go to the gym, work out, and the owner of the facility asked me to participate in a marathon relay for him. I used to run a lot more than what I do now, but I've never been one to back away from a challenge. So for the week, I had 5 days to train, and I decided to put my body to the test in order to be able to accomplish this 6-mile, 4-man relay. I decided to put myself together and go out there and train, and for the first couple of days, I was okay. I did 1 or 2 miles, trying to work my way up for the week, putting myself in the right frame of mind. Running is a different frame of mind that you have to adjust yourself to, and I kept putting myself towards that. By day 3, I realized my body is built a little differently as I work out more for mass and work out more for definition as opposed to the cardio aspect and the diet. Runs a little different. Somewhere around day 4, my cardio was able to complete the race, but my body was not. And it led me to the realization of proud versus pride. So you can be proud of your accomplishments. You can be proud of your mentality, the definition of things that you want to do. You can be proud or be proud of your legacy. And having too much pride can also put you in a world of hurt or situations or injury. It could also go vice versa. But it's a matter of understanding your definitions and understanding your limitations, figuring out where you fit in that dynamic, in that grand scheme. Don't let one overspeak the other for you. So as a result, I trained for the entire week, made it to a decent point, and realized that it was too soon for me to jump in to a 6-mile individual section. I plan on trying to continue to train for the next month. But I need time. I'm very proud of my accomplishments in the past and being able to jump back into running, but don't let my pride cause permanent injury or permanent situations. And given enough notice, I gave them enough notice to where he could find a suitable replacement. So I didn't let him down. Now, I have to work on me and be the best physical specimen I can be to accompany the mental growth. 24 hours better. Welcome back. I wanted to say, as a huge comic book fan and fan of geek culture my entire life. This is the best and most opportune time I've ever had as far as being excited about new movies, new information, and new things. And something that I wanted to relate was that every iteration of superheroes has always leveled up and upgraded at some point in time. Batman was not where he started to where he is today. Superman, even himself, as perfect as he was deemed to be, is not where he started and where he ended up today. Spider-Man, Iron Man, even the Incredible Hulk has had different iterations and changes of where they started to where they are today. And it's usually through some kind of trial, some kind of tribulation, some kind of situation to where the hero was challenged or their powers changed and mutated beyond the means of their scope of understanding. And I took that moment or that kind of reflection to go back and say, we are in the same boat. Although these characters are, interesting and fictitious, and the stories, they're based off of real life. They're based off of real connections and real emotions and real feelings. And we should strive to do the same. Even your greatest heroes and world leaders in the real world have had some kind of trial, some kind of tribulation, some kind of change that evolved them from one person into becoming the hero that you look up to. It's up to us to let our defining moment define us and not stop us from growing. It is up to us to control our reactions, our environment, and how we handle the situations to whether or not we're going to succeed and move forward. Keep that in mind with every possibility that you can have, every direction that you're growing, and whoever you are meant to be. 24 hours better.